Hello everyone, good morning. Any doubts from previous sessions? Okay. Anyone tried task which I have asked last time on select options?
Not yet, Sanjay. We need to start.
Okay, no issue. If anybody started any concerns, you just let me know. So we are in modularization techniques. Modularization techniques mainly to improve the readability and reusability purpose we SAP introduced. And how can we achieve this modularization techniques? What are the modularization techniques is includes subroutines and function modules. In that one which is include which we discussed in our last day session, includes belongs to program type I, not self executable programs. And in includes we don't have a parameter interface, we can't exchange data, and we don't have exception handling, no exceptions. And includes are mainly used for declaration purpose. And we have seen how do we use include program will be called by a statement include followed by your include program. Include is your calling statement and include program is called program. If you want, you can create include separately, or from main executable program through also you can create it. We have seen a simple arithmetic calculation program. Usually it has 15 to 20 lines code that has been reduced to 3 lines by using include. And in that way we have observed how readability will be improved and reusability. If any other person wanted to use the same logic for arithmetic calculations, then he no need to write it. Simply he can call that include program wherever he need, so that that code will be reusable. And today we will see how do we work with subroutines. So subroutines are little advanced versions of include, and subroutines are belongs to program type S, and these are also not self executable and no exception handling. And but what is possible here is parameter interface is possible, which means passing data from actual to formal. This is called parameter interface. That parameter interface is possible in subroutines. So this is possible in subroutine. And how subroutine programs will be called? We have a calling keyword called perform followed by your subroutine program. Then system what it does, it will create one form and end form with your subroutine program name. Form followed by your subroutine program. You can write logic in between this form and end form. So where your calling statement, so this is called calling statement. This calling statement must be in a executable program. and this called statement form and inform will be created for your calling statement. And this creation, SAP, it is proposed in two ways. One thing is either you want this subroutine program local or global. Which way you wanted to create this form, system will ask you. So if you choose this subroutine program should be created inside the main executable program where this calling statement is written, then that kind of subroutine program is called local. And during the subroutine program creation, if you ask system to create a new include, then that will be global. So if you want this subroutine logic to be reusable in multiple programs, then use this global option. If you don't want this subroutine program logic to be used in another program, then use it as local. Whereas in includes there is no local, only global only. If you write anything inside a include program, then that will be global. In any other programs they wanted to utilize the logic, they can utilize it. But in subroutines you have an option. If you want, you can make that program as local, or if you want, you can make this logic as global. So local means only a program which is calling that program can only use it. Global means not only the program, and some other programs also can access your logic. That is what global depends on your business need requirements. You'll go and make it as a local program or global program, your subroutine. And in subroutine, main thing is parameter interface. So we have to check this one, parameter interface. What is this parameter interface? By using subroutines, how we achieve readability and reusability using includes, same way we can also achieve in subroutine. Moreover that, in subroutines we have this exchange option, data exchange option, parameter interface. So this parameter interface, which is nothing but passing data from actual to formal parameters, which will be there in three ways. There are three different techniques we have to exchange data between your actual parameters to formal parameters. So first of all, what is actual parameter and what is formal parameter? When do we say actual? When do we say formal? So we will discuss that. Before we are going to discuss about this parameter interface, first let me create a simple program. By using perform, how can we use that program, we will see. And then we will talk about this parameter interface. And there are three techniques are there parameter interface. Those are pass by reference, and pass by value, and pass by value and result. So these are the three different techniques subroutines program which is offering for us, and these techniques which are used to exchange data between actual to formal parameters. So we'll come back and discuss these three. First, let me create a simple arithmetic program by using this subroutines concept. Let me log in into system. SE38 editor and write a program by Sanjay. Modularization techniques using subroutines. Click on create program to understand subroutines. Program type is executable. I am creating a executable program because subroutines are not self-executable programs. So first let me write a code data, or else let me copy for time being. Write res lv underscore res. So pretty print, sorry, check activate. So this is a simple program. By using this, we can perform some arithmetic calculations. Okay, by adding addition, subtraction, multiplication, we can do it. And now I wanted to modularize this code. Modularizing means reusability and readability. Perform followed by your form name. GARTH. This is my subroutine program. Arithmetic operations. Okay. So now save and pretty printer. So now when you double click on this perform followed by your subroutine program, system will ask you to create. So double click. Subroutine does not exist. Do you wanted to create the object? Yes. Now you can see there are two offerings. One is you want this subroutine program which is going to create as a global or local. So global means a new include will be created, and whatever you write inside that include program, that is reusable. If any other program wanted to utilize that logic, directly you can call with that include, so your logic will come. Or you feel that this logic whatever you are going to use inside this program, and that logic only useful for in this program only, no other programs will not be going to use, then you can use master program, which means main program. For now, for better understanding, I'll be using local, which means that logic whatever we have written that only required in this report. Click on continue. Now you can see a form end form which is created by system automatically. And also I'm not using any na. Okay, so using perform followed by subroutine program, and I wanted to use this function p underscore function and remove this, write it here. So now let me save pretty print. When I go to check, I'll get an error. So what is this error? Number of parameters in form and perform which are mismatching. number of formal parameters which are 0, number of actual parameters are 1. So formal parameters, which parameters we call it as formal is the parameters which we are using in between form and inform, those are called formal parameters. Parameters which are using in perform, those are called actual parameters. So here perform followed by your subroutine program, and this program is using one of the parameter. So this is input field. So this is a input field parameter this subroutine program is using, and this parameter is called actual parameter. Perform statement, when it is using any field, so that field is called actual parameter. And in form level, do we have any parameter? No. So that's where it is 0, and in actual it is 1. So there is a mismatch. So always number of actual parameters and number of formal parameters should be equal. Let me copy this and then use here pretty print, save, check. No issue. Why? Because number of actual parameters and number of formal parameters are equal, and it is not always like same name. So if you want, you can write like this: FP, formal parameter, for better understanding. FP. So pretty print, save, check, activate. So now perform followed by subroutine program, and it is using a parameter for what reason? For calculation. We need a function, right, to perform arithmetic operation, subtraction operation. So the logic is where is the logic, and you have to look in two ways. So this is your main program, which is executable program report, and whatever you see here between form and inform, this is a different program. That program name is GARTH operation. And this way you can simplify your logic part. Where is your logic part? Your logic part inside this subroutine program. Now logic part is in another program, and this program can be used in another programs. No, it is local. This program only used inside this report only. And what is the advantage? We have modularized code. So here you can write a comment uh, to perform arithmetic calculations. So we can simplify logic, and our logic now it is kept here. Anybody will come and then click, and then they'll see what is the logic part. And here to perform calculation, we need a value, what user is passing, right? Let me press a breakpoint here, execute. So I'll be adding 45 and then 67, addition, execute. Now if you see my logic, which is started from operation section, and in operation section I was asking to calculate this arithmetic operations using a perform subroutine program, and I am using one input screen field, that is p underscore function. Now when I click on F5, now you can understand the actual steps of use of these buttons. If you click F5, it will go inside of this perform calling statement, that is form and inform. And I don't want it to go inside of this form. I don't want it to see what is happening. I want it to go line number 18. Then you have to click F6. If you click F6, directly cursor will go to 18th line. Or for example, you wanted to see what is happening inside, so you just entered F5, and then you are in form level. Now the form is using function what user entered, and here if you see whatever actual parameter is holding, and same your formal parameter also holding. So this is called parameter interface, passing data from actual parameter to formal parameter is called parameter interface. So here p underscore function is what? Your input field where user entered a. So that value which comes to your input field p underscore function, and this p underscore function you are using in subroutine program, and this using followed by actual parameter, and this actual parameter value which is moving to formal parameter. And now we have a value, and based on the value we will be getting the result, and that result when we ask to display LVRIS you are able to see into the output. So this is called parameter interface. And what kind of technique is it? So there are three different techniques, right? And those are pass by reference, pass by value, and result. Now the data exchange is happened from actual parameter to formal parameter. So what kind of technique it is used is, the technique is called pass by reference. So in pass by reference what happened is, your actual parameter and your formal parameter both shares single memory. There is only one memory allocated for both of the parameters. Now when user entered value in p underscore function as a, that value which is also applicable for fp underscore function, because there is only one memory allocated for both of them. So that's the reason whatever you value you are giving to actual, same value which is coming to formal. For example, if I am changing here, when a in debug I'll change execute 2 and 4 subtraction execute. Now I was using function as subtraction. Click on F5. Now here if you see, what is my actual parameter? P underscore function. What is my formal parameters? Fp underscore function. Now I am changing my formal parameter value. So you have a change option. Click here, and I am changing this to multiplication. Enter. Now if you observe here, when I change actual parameter value, formal parameter value, automatically actual parameter value also gets changed, because both shares the single memory. If I change here division, automatically formal parameter value gets changed, because of both are having same memory. Now if you go further, now multiplication operation is that. What pass by reference says? Pass by reference saying that both actual parameter and formal parameters are sharing single memory. That is what pass by reference. Will you please mute yourself? I don't know. Okay, so now with the same example, we will see another techniques as well. So copy and then comment. Let me add here, and this one pass by value technique. The above one pass by reference technique. So we have input screen, we have output result and perform using function, and here I'll be adding a keyword called value of fp underscore function. Now pretty print, save, check, activate. So when you use value keyword for your parameter, formal parameter, then this becomes pass by value technique. So in pass by value technique, what happened is you have two different memories allocated. You have a different memory for formal parameters. You have a separate memory for your actual parameter. Now there are two memories are there. So if you change anything in formal parameters, initially if you pass a, that will be available for function also because you are using it. But inside if you do any changes, later if you do any changes here, subtraction or multiplication if you are doing, so this change will not be reflect any changes to p underscore function. So here initially when you pass a, both have value of n, and later when you pass m, both are having value m, because both shares single memory. If you pass a, it will come a. If you pass m, it will come m. But here if you pass a, it will be take it as a initially because it is using it. But later if you do change to your formal parameter, that change will not reflect to your actual parameter because both are having different memories now. So let me press breakpoint here, execute 4 and then 2, and I am performing addition operation, execute. Now if you see, this is your actual parameter which is a, and click on F5. Now you are into formal parameters, and formal parameter value, now you can see this is also a, but I am changing this formal parameter value to m. And will it be any impact on the actual parameter? No. Why? Because actual parameter and formal parameter, now they are using distinct memories, separate memories. Because of this pass by value technique. Value technique is nothing but different memory creations will happen when you use value addition. Now when you proceed further, you will get multiplication operation result. So these examples to show you how this pass by reference, pass by value techniques will actually works. Okay, but in real time, when a real business scenario comes, then you will understand when do we use this pass by reference, when do we use pass by value and result, pass by value technique. Then that time you will be going to apply, right? In that case you will see real beauty of these techniques. And at that moment you only have business requirement. To fulfill the business requirement in your mind, you should have all these concepts. Then you have to map, okay, which concept it will be helpful to achieve the user need. So to map, to implement a logic, first of all you should know which one will work in which direction, right? So that's what we are going with these simple examples. Now pass by value and result. Let me comment this. Pass by value and result. So here perform followed by your form name and using p underscore 1. So here we have to use, instead of using changing, when you are using pass by value and result, you have to use changing keyword. Okay, and then going with same way, form um, changing value, pretty print, save, check, activate. You have to use changing keyword. Now you will see what is the difference between pass by reference value and value and result. I'll be passing 2 and then 6 addition operation. So one thing is, your both actual parameters and formal parameters are having two different memories because of this value addition. Okay, and initially when you pass any value, that will be coming to your formal parameter. Okay, so now here in the changing, in the formal parameter, I am changing the value to multiplication, right? So when I change, this change will not impact on the actual parameter. So this is what actually pass by value technique, because in pass by value you have two different values, memories are allocated, so there is no impact on the actual parameter when you change anything in the formal parameter. Then what is the result? So here we are talking about result, right? So result operation, what it does, when you come out from this form and going back to actual parameter, that time this change will be reflected on for actual parameter. Now F5. Now you can see your actual parameter value which is modified with your result, that is your formal parameter value. This is called pass by value and result. So what is pass by value, pass by value and result, pass by reference is, all these three are techniques which are used to pass data between your actual parameters to formal parameters. In pass by reference, both shares single memory, so any change if you do it in formal, that will be immediately affected on your actual parameter. Whereas in pass by value, you have two different memories, and whatever the change you have done in the formal parameter, that change will not be reflected on your actual parameter because of two different memories. But in pass by value and result, what will happen is, whatever the change you have implemented on the function formal parameter, that will not immediately affect on your actual parameter. But when you come out from this formal to your actual, at the end, at the result time, that time what will happen, your formal parameter will be changed the actual parameter value. So now there is no a, only you have m, because it is changed inside your formal parameter. That change will be reflected on your actual parameter. This is called pass by value and result technique. So these are the three different techniques which SAP uh, brings using subroutine. And I'll show you how do we create a global. So whatever we create this subroutine program, GATH operations, which are local, which means I am creating one more program. Okay, in this program, I wanted to use my subroutine program logic. Okay, so let me quickly take it. So there is a subroutine program, right? In this subroutine program, I have logic. This is what subroutine program. I wanted to use this subroutine program in another program. Perform GRTH operation. So save, pretty print, double click. Now you can see it says this does not exist. Why? Because this is a local program. The subroutine is local. It is created and used for this only report. But now I'll create a global one. So click on yes. Now I'm not choosing the local one which I did it earlier. I am using new include. Click on continue. Continue. Yes. Now you can see a new include program is created. This is my program name, and inside I can write any logic. Now save, check activate, and go back. Now you can see in my main executable program I have used perform followed by subroutine program name, and this subroutine program I have asked system to create globally. So there is a new include is created. Now I can use this include wherever in which program I need. So that is what a global depends on the requirements. You can go and choose either local or global. That is your choice. So these are the different techniques on subroutines. And here in subroutines, exception handling is not possible. Okay, exception handling which is possible only in function modules, that we will see in coming days in function module topic when we are using. And yes, so this is what you have to practice on subroutine. This will be enough. Let me see if any task I can provide you on this subroutines and includes. Function modules we will discuss tomorrow, and function module is very important topic that we will be using in everywhere. And this function module topic not only useful for understanding function models in coming when we are talking about object oriented. In object oriented you have methods, so methods are nothing but like a function modules only. So it is interlinked to many other topics, function modules. Let me see any examples I can provide on include subroutines. And someone asked programs. I remember. Can you tell me what kind of programs people are asking me? I forget on that day. Someone pinged me asking to provide the program details.
Yes, sir. Actually, you told that to provide that comparison operators on data object. In the class, you told that if someone wants that, you can ping me the. That's why I pinged.
Okay, which one?
Comparison
String.
operator.
And another one is
I think that on the comparison operators and data objects.
okay. Okay, can you please ping me mail ID? I'll share it. Whoever need.
I kept in chat, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you this task and subroutine these programs which require some other knowledge as well. For now, only focus on how to learn this subject. I'll be giving to you task in coming days. Any questions?
Yes, Sanjay. Just want to check, like, if we want to create a global subroutine without like in a forward technology which we used in our training, do we need to create an include and then writing a program for an subroutine?
Yes, correct.
And just one more query, Sanjay. Like we have in this program, like the global subroutine, we initially called as a perform calling the subroutine, and later on we given the statement as include. Is do we need to follow the sequence like in first include and then perform, or is it okay to perform and include?
No, you have to use include statement as like this only. So you don't have an option where you can create a subroutine kind of program. So for example, if you wanted to make a global subroutine, then you have to create include and then call it with include statement, and your subroutine program name is there, right? So it
Mm.
must be in your F01 like that. It has to be have your name.
Okay. Here my question is the sequence of the statements which you wrote here.
Hmm.
We are calling our subroutine to perform in a line 8, and then after we are including our subroutine in our program. So because the execution will be happening, see, line by line sequence, right?
Yes,
So
it
in
will
such
it
case,
will go
our
to,
line, yeah,
yeah.
sorry,
This line will not execute.
yeah, okay. So this include statements can be add anywhere, right? There is no need to be on a starting or like that, right?
No need to be in the starting because this is a global program. It's already created and available. For
Hmm.
example, if this is in inactive state, okay, and this is not active. Maybe some using save. Now it is inactive. If it is inactive, when you are using it, then it won't be called in a sequence way. So it won't go to the include. So there is no issue whether you are writing in the down or writing in the up. I don't know. Let me try. So if I place here, I think at the bottom only, because what will happen if it goes to include, it will go inside of the include. Okay, let's try. Save, activate, and this is also active. So both are active. Let me write some logic here. Write test, activate. Now execute. No syntax error. So which is always at the bottom. before after perform statement. Let me cut and then add it here. Yes. So this will be after perform only, not anywhere we want. It is not possible.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Thanks.
what actually you guys has to do. So what will happen if I write here, write there? So you need to think in different ways, because what happened is you will be receiving from the business what they need. So they will not ask whether we you are going to use a perform or include. They'll give you a scenario situation. I
Yeah.
need this kind of data, or I need this kind of logic you have to build. So when they ask a question in your mind, lot of example has to run. Okay, how can I achieve this? If we can achieve in this way, what will happen? To run these scenarios, you have to think in multiple ways related to the subject. Okay,
Yeah.
perform always will be used in this way. If I use in this way, what will happen? Why it is calling this? So these kind of questions, yes, this is what exactly we were looking. And if you have adapted this kind of behavior, then when real time requirement comes, it is easy to map your coding to real time requirements. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Sure. I just copied these mail IDs. I'll share the program details. If anybody also need, you have WhatsApp group, right? In that WhatsApp group, just ping me your mail ID and what are the contents you need. I'll share. Okay, then. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Bye.